Hey man, what's going on, guys? Y'all already know what time it is, man. Let's get in here. Math time, math for the win. We're gonna win today. Alright, listen, I hope that you all had success on that last tutorial with solving equations with variables on both sides, and you were able to master that and get those practice problems correct. Alright, this is gonna be the last part to this series. And we're going to focus today on solving equations with variables on both sides with negative numbers. In case you didn't see what just happened, I just went over the objective and I ain't even read it. Our objective, we're going to be setting up and solving equations with variables on both sides of the equation, but with negative numbers. I'm going to do some things intentionally on this lesson to throw some negative numbers in there so that I can make sure that you guys are handling it properly. All right, let's get to the problem. All right, we're going to the problem now. We're going to the problem. Here is the problem number one. Now, what I need you to do for me is I need you to read the problem. All right, I need you to pause the video. I need you to pause the video and read the problem. All right, so pause the video. All right, class. So now I am assuming that you guys have paused the video. All right, now we need to get in here and work it. All right, so. Container A and B have leaks, all right? Container A has 800 milliliters of water, all right? And it is leaking at a rate of 6 milliliters per minute, all right? Container B has 1,000 milliliters of water, and it is leaking at a rate of 10 milliliters per minute. Write an equation that shows how many minutes it will take for the two containers to be equal. Alright, so listen, check this out. First and foremost, did you notice that I didn't throw the word same in that problem? Instead, I threw the word equal in there, okay? No, remember that same and equal are synonyms, alright? So if they're synonyms, that means that they're interchangeable. So if you see the word equal, just like if you see the word same, you need to be thinking equation, alright? So what I want you guys to do for me is I want you guys to take a moment and I want you guys to go ahead and write and set up that problem, all right? Write and set up the problem, all right? You ready? Here we go. All right, so listen, I hope you got that right. So let's look at this problem. First and foremost, if we had a hard copy, as I've always said, equal, I will circle that so that we know that we're dealing with an equation. And it tells you an equation that shows how many. I would have circled minutes here because that tells me what my variable is. So I know that the x belongs with the 10 and it belongs with the 6. So let's go to my widescreen and let's look at what I wrote down. Leaking means it's going down. Therefore, this should be minus 6x and it should be minus 10x here. Okay? So that's the first thing. Now, remember the first thing that we want to do is we want to isolate the variable. Okay? So let's go ahead and draw my line going down the middle. Now, I told you guys that I want you to move the smallest variable. Now, the smallest variable here is actually this negative 10x, okay? That is a minus 10x. Now, if you've never known the difference between a negative and a positive, it just depends on where it is in the expression. Let me go ahead and break this down for you really quick. If you have this right here, how would you say that? I'm hoping you said negative 10x plus 1,000. I seriously hope you didn't say minus 10x. No, you don't say that. Don't do that. Don't go to high school talking about minus 10x in this equation. That's a negative 10x plus 1,000. However, this is said as 1,000 minus 10x. You don't say 1,000 negative 10x. So the difference between a negative and minus is no difference. They're the same thing. Which one do you use? It just depends on where it is in the expression, okay? Now that I've said that, okay, that was a free lesson, all right? They ain't cost you nothing. This is the smallest variable. I'm not going to move that one intentionally because I want to create some negative signs. I want to create some issues because I want to show you how to deal with them if you have to. So, what happens with this one is I'm going to move this. Now, how do I move it? The inverse of a minus 6 is a positive 6. So, I'm going to be adding 6x to both sides. And I'm going to put this over here with the 10x because I need for those like terms to match up. That 6 came out ugly. But we're going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it. We're going to let it ride. Alright, here they go. Here they go. So, the 800, we're going to drop that 800 down because nothing's happening with that. This is my zero pair. that equals 1,000. And now, you have a minus 10x plus 6x. Now, whenever the signs are different, the mathematical rule is this. You simply subtract, but you maintain the sign of the biggest number, okay? Let me say it again. Whenever the signs are different, we're talking about adding and subtracting, okay? Whenever the signs are different, you subtract always and keep the sign of the bigger number. So you have 10 minus 6, which gives you a 4x. And since the 10 is bigger, that gives you a minus 10x. All right? So we're now on step number 2. We need to move the constant. Which one are we going to move? I hope you said the 1,000. Remember, we want to move the constant that is with the variable. Okay? We want to move this constant. All right, so how are we going to get rid of it? This is a positive 1,000. What we're going to do, we're going to subtract 1,000. Okay? And what you do to one side, remember you do to both sides. We should have that by now. All right? What happens here? You have 800 minus 1,000. That gives you a negative 200. And over here, this is a zero pair, and you bring down the negative 4x. Now we're at the third step, which is the same. You got 4 times the number gives you 200. You're going to divide by the coefficient of the variable, which is 4. I'm sorry, my bad. Oh, my bad. Negative 4. Please don't forget that negative sign. Okay, our negative 4s are gone. And negative 200 divided by negative 4 gives you a what? Math for the win. 50. So basically, after 50 minutes, the containers are going to have the same amount of water. All right? I hope you guys don't have any questions, because if you do, I can't hear you. But that's okay. You can still reach me through Google Classroom. All right? So let's go ahead and take a look at our next problem. This is the one that I want you guys to practice, all right? I want you guys to practice this problem and pause the video, and I'm going to come back and work it for you, all right? So let's practice. Uh-oh, didn't mean to do that. Hey, listen, man. Hey, man, I paused video, man. I was trying to get me a little something in my stomach, something in my system. One of my students, was like, hey, I wish I had some ramen noodles. And I was like, man, I ain't had no ramen noodles the whole time. So, I went and got me. Anyways, this ain't got nothing to do with the math. Let's get back to the math, all right? So, now, I'm assuming you guys have read the problem. I hope you wrote the problem down. Now, let's look at it. Let's see. Eastland has 30,000 people, and Lakeside has 45,000 people. Eastland is gaining 600 people per year, while Lakeside is losing 9,000 people per year. What year will the two towns have the same number? All right, so now looking at this problem. First of all, there's the key word same, so we know we're dealing with equations. And my variable, what is the what? The what that I'm looking for in this problem is years. So once again, if you guys had a hard copy, I will put an X by the 9,000 and the 600. All right, so I think I wrote down. Okay, yeah, I wrote that down right. All right, so here we go. Let's look at this. So Eastland is gaining, therefore that is a plus. Lakeside is losing, therefore that is a minus. All right, so let's look at this, and this is what your equation should look like. It should look like this. You should have 30,000 plus 600. Ooh, I left my X off. Ooh. Didn't mean to do that. Let's put a little X right there. There we go. It look like a Y. It look like a Y, but we gonna, and y'all, that's an X, all right? Don't judge me, all right? All right, I'm in quarantine. I'm eating noodles and recording videos, and, I need to take a sip of water. Here we go. All right, so let's look at this. Actually, no. I was about to solve it. No, I want you to solve it. Y'all work the problem. Pause the video. Work the problem. Pause the video. Work the problem. Pause the video. Hey! Pause. All right, I hope you pause the video and work the problem. Here we go. I'm now going to work the problem. So, I'm gonna actually go ahead and move the smallest variable. If you move a different variable, let's just see if the answer come out the same as what I got. If it didn't, then you know, contact me through Google Classroom if you're in my class. If not, you can leave a message in the comments if you're watching this and you're not a part of my Google Classroom, and we can see how to work that out. All right, so the smallest variable in this one is the negative 9,000, so I'm going to actually add 9,000 x to both sides. I'm adding 9,000 x to both sides. Okay. This gives you 30,000. And then we have plus 1,500x, and that is equivalent to, that's a not equal sign. Let's pretend like that's a nice straight equal sign. 45,000. I messed up right there. And if you hear a little slamming of the door, that's because my daughter came in, and it's all good because we in quarantine. We in this together. That's 45,000. And that's my zero pair. Okay. My next step is to remove the constant. We're going to remove the 30,000. Remove 30,000 by subtracting 30,000 on both sides. Remember, and I didn't say this a second ago, we're adding 9,000 because this is a minus 9,000. We subtract 30,000 from both sides. Here's my zero pair. Drop this down. That's 15,000 x. That's equivalent to 15,000. I'm sorry, I meant 1,500x. Next step, we're going to divide by the coefficient of the variable. And you end up with x equals 10. So in 10 years, the two towns will have the same. Listen, God, listen. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Y'all, this is not easy, all right? So, again, I'm going to be dropping some work in there in the Google Classroom for you guys to practice these skills. I hope you guys got it. Listen, practice, and we're going to master this stuff, all right? And I'll catch you guys next time.